This week's parsha, the uh, the land is divided up among the people, and it's a very important lesson that they do it now, that they don't wait till they get to the land. Why don't they wait till they get to the land and everybody chooses what they want? Why do they do it sight unseen, basically, decide who gets what? And the reason is, without a plan of how you're going to do it, it'll end up a mess. And what this is an important lesson in history. You always have to have a plan. You have to know what you're planning to do. A good lesson of this comes, say, from American history as compared to, say, French history or Russian history. When the United States fought for its independence, they had in place the Articles of Confederation. So in other words, there would be no lack of government. Everything was planned. And when they saw that the Articles of Confederation were not working, they didn't just chuck it and say, okay, now we'll figure out what to do. They had a constitutional convention, they made a plan, they said, now this is what we're replacing the Articles of Confederation with. In other words, there's now a plan of how to do it. And if you compare that to, say, the French Revolution, where they just overthrew the government, and then they said, okay, now we'll figure out how we'll be ruled. It ended up with anarchy, then with a dictatorship, and then with Napoleon. And the Russian Revolution, of course, they ended up with the communists because nobody knew what to do. And the communists were the only ones with a plan. Napoleon, France, was the only one with a plan. So in other words, if you don't have a plan in place, what you'll get is something far worse. And the same thing with our lives. If you just live your life going willy-nilly, you'll just end up with, basically almost nothing. Excuse me. But if you have a plan, you say, okay, I'm going to wake up, I'm going to go daven, then I'm going to go to work, and at work I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, you'll succeed. One of the ways that successful people operate is they always have a plan of what they're going to do that day with a idea that if there's something off that's going to happen, they can handle it. But you always have to have some sort of plan. And that's one of the most important lessons of dividing the land up before we get there. So that then the tribes will know, each one will know exactly where they're supposed to go, what they're supposed to inherit. Something to think about, okay?